Well, Steven, all the news happened this week.
Ah, I hate it.
News, it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Like, you know that song from Nixon in China by John Adams, where Nixon's all like, news.
I don't know. Nixon in China is a thing. What's that?
Nixon in China was an opera released in the mid-'70s by modern composer John Adams, who has the name of the guy that you hate.
I don't hate John Adams anymore.
Oh, you don't hate John Adams
No,
anymore?
I like John Adams now.
Okay.
Now I hate Alexander Hamilton. I'm reading a biography of Alexander Hamilton, and now I hate Alexander Hamilton.
Fuck Hamilton.
Yes.
We can talk about Hamilton as we weave it naturalistically throughout the conversation of the man. It's all about Donnie this week. Donnie did three things this week. Three wonderful Donnie things this week, which were the tax returns, the debate, and the getting of COVID.
Yeah, it's almost like a rap rock opera.
Oh man,
That's
it
what
is almost like a rap rock opera.
We should write a rap rock opera about the presidency of Donald Trump.
In 40 years, in fucking 2060, Lin-Manuel Miranda will do like Maybe Trump Wasn't So Bad After All, the musical.
Yeah.
And he's gonna portray like a colorblind version of Trump.
Oh, they're totally gonna.
Yeah.
Once we get an even worse president in 40
Yo, I
years.
got my wife Melania. They say I speak profania, but my son Baron, I'm a male Karen.
Mm-hmm.
It writes itself.
In 40 years, we won't even have the word male. That's what they're going to take from us.
No, they're taking a legacy. They're taking a dick legacy.
They're going to take my dick rights away.
Detachable penis. Yeah, what I was referring to before, the John Adams musical, 1975, Nixon's in China, starts out with, it's an opera, but it's a modern opera, so it sounds a little weird. Sounds a little funky. But it starts out with Nixon going, news. That's one of the pieces. It's called News.
Well, Thursday night.
News.
It's Thursday night, 2 a.m. I was up, just having finished another failed campaign of Crusader Kings 3. I switched over to Twitter, and I saw the news. Donnie has COVID. And
Donnie boy.
I ran upstairs yelping, screaming, telling the news to my loved ones, I almost did a Paul Revere's ride down my neighborhood. He's got it. Trump's got it.
He's got it.
We have to marshal the militias.
Yeah.
And march down to Walter Reed and rescue him.
We must protect him. He is the precious man.
Yeah. And now there's just MAGA chuds lining the streets outside Walter Reed, ready to rush in at a moment's notice to all give him CPR. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I really like the idea of factions of militia chuds, like the Warriors, who have been at odds for years, but the threatening of the life of their big boy has caused them to all come together. And it's like, the Gaylord Screamers, the Traverse City Hawks, all these militia groups are coming together. Our leader has gotten the 5G disease.
Yeah, we're the Pennsylvania Big Gulps. We're here to make sure that Trump is able to continue on his mission to drain the deep state swamp and rescue the children from the tunnels.
Look here, you Pennsylvania guys. We're here from the Allensburg Belt Tighteners, and we're here to really make peace with you. We've been at odds for years with you, brothers, and we're here to worship our little guy. Well, he's our big guy. I didn't mean to say he was little. He's big.
Yeah,
he's big in every way.
The Texas truck nuts take exception to calling him your little guy.
Don't forget about the Oklahoma Sooner boys. We'll see you in an instant. We're the gay ones. Man, if there was a fucking gay militia, there must be a gay militia out there.
Yeah, of course there is.
There's probably a couple of gay militias. Maybe I should join a gay militia.
Does Canada have militia rights? Can you guys make militias?
Can we?
Or does the Queen forbid it?
I mean, I feel like it's more of a militia if it's illegal. Like that makes it even more.
I bet the Queen forbids it.
The Queen will not have dirty, bearded militiamen in her commonwealth. We will not abide.
Yeah, well, militias are part of our founding ethos. And we tried to get Canada to join, but you guys didn't want to. You said no.
No, we like the Queen. Queen's all right.
Well, yeah.
Taxes are fine. They pay for amenities. We liked our amenities. It paid for peace and various public services.
Well, so we can't even... The whole debate, like, by Thursday, the debate was just had been memory hold.
Yeah.
Because
that had happened on Wednesday. On Monday, the returns came out.
Right, which was kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah, because it's proved what everyone already assumed, that he doesn't pay any taxes.
And then the debates, which my conservative friend thought was a disaster for Trump, which I thought was very interesting. He was like, it's all over now.
What was his commentary on why was it a disaster?
He didn't give me much commentary because he's overseas, so we have different hours, but he was just like, it's all over now. He fucked up. He was too much of a bully, I guess. And Biden... had low expectations and exceeded his very low expectations by just sort of not shitting himself.
It's amazing how far, Biden has carried if you lay into him too much, you look mean. Yeah. That's what sort of did Kamala in, too, when she was running. Because she laid into him too much for really accurate shit. Mm-hmm. She ended up looking mean. And is that a type of charisma where you just have that sort of doddering old man, even if your entire life you've been fucking up, you're now just this, you've just absorbed this goodwill that is given to certain elderly people?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think he should play in on that. I think I was thinking that from the beginning, that playing in on the grandfatherly guy type would be good. And just try to make...
And Bernie can't run on that because he's too put together.
Yeah.
He's not a shambolic, sundowning mess. So he can't be, you're being too mean to Bernie. Because Bernie will just come at you with, fuck you.
Well, Bernie's been out there, just announced this week that he's going to campaign for Biden more.
Yeah, of course. He's friends with Biden.
People were getting mad. There's also been this whole weird Twitter thing with, the post-left or the anti-left, feuding.
Who, Amy Therese?
Yeah, she's been feuding. Other people have been... There's, a big feud happening.
Feud happening on the left. These guys can't get their shit together.
I'm just kind of confused by and don't really care. They're accusing. There's lots of you're acting like a hypocrite. No, you're acting like a hypocrite. And they're not being materialist enough. They're being too ideological.
I just want to come in like Kramer, fellas. Can't you see you're crazy about each other? I don't know where this desire to constantly split hairs come from. It's just, can't we just focus on the mission, which is, housing for everyone and food for everyone, right? That's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to, make life marginally less horrifying. Healthcare for everyone.
I guess the argument is that you're doing it in a way that's secretly making you an aristocracy. And then you're going to be the aristocracy.
Yeah. I think we need to stop... I don't know, maybe... But yeah, I guess because wreckers did exist, because the CIA was always infiltrating socialist spaces, the fallout of that is everyone's fucking paranoid about wreckers. Mm-hmm. They think, oh no, Amy Therese is a wrecker because she, gets a little too close to fash opinion. Does she get too close to fash opinion sometimes?
I don't think so.
What the fuck is her deal? I don't know why was she canceled from mainstream leftist discourse?
Well, I know she was banned from Twitter for saying that she hoped Elizabeth Warren gets beaten in a race. And so she got banned from Twitter for saying she hopes Elizabeth Warren gets beaten.
I thought didn't she get banned for insulting Gwen Snyder, who's also another
Gwen Snyder
odious
is insane.
Twitter personality that I don't know.
Uses the word fascism like it's going out of style. People don't like Amy because she's very critical of the people who get too big for their britches on the left, and I think she serves a good purpose.
I think people also lump her in with like Red Scare.
She's even more. The Red Scare girls are even less extreme.
What's her deal? Is like people call her a Strasserite. People call her like a red fash type lady when they want to insult her.
Extremely, militantly Marxist. In terms of in beyond my comprehension, I haven't read nearly as much theory, so I can't even understand a lot of the times what she's talking about.
My impression was that she's like ultra class reduction-y.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
probably little too highbrow for the pod. A
little too highbrow.
Can't really understand what she's
down
saying.
Low.
Can't understand what she's saying. I think it's fine. You can say what you want. Do whatever you want. She's Australian, so whatever.
I think we need to stop. I think we need to sort of get over the wrecker mentality. I think when we guess, we should focus more on. We should focus more on our shared intents.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the CIA is extremely obvious, and if.
Are they? I don't know. Maybe
are.
Amy Therese isn't up.
No, I think they're very obvious.
But I think Chapo is probably... If anyone's an op, it's like someone like Chapo.
Will Menaker, I don't know. They're just rich. They're just rich boys from New York.
Yeah, they're not all rich boys. One's a rich boy from 3 are rich boys.
Okay. There's only 3 of them.
No, there's 5 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone's fucking... But do you think... Which of these... a lot of these podcasters come from bougie backgrounds, you know?
I don't know. Hey...
We come from bougie backgrounds.
Yes, but
we're bougie.
I'm not a Marxist, so I don't really care. I don't really care.
I'm kind of a Marxist. I don't know. I just believe in more social entitlement. I believe I don't want to pay for rent anymore.
They're just entertainers, okay? They're like Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I always found that line of reasoning sort of disingenuous. Whenever, when Jon Stewart appeared on Crossfire, and he's like, the lead into my show is puppets that make crank calls, so I don't bear the same responsibility as you, Tucker Carlson.
Right. Well, but I think at the time that was right, and now because of the debasement of our culture,
yeah,
it is not right. And
now because the Daily Show spawned 25 different news comedy information shows. Yeah. Let's count all the Daily Show alum news comedy information shows that happened. There's problem areas with Wyatt Cenac. There's the John Oliver show.
The Larry Wilmore failure.
The Samantha Bee ongoing failure.
Mm-hmm. Hassan Minaj.
Hassan Minaj, you're correct. He's another Daily Show alum.
One? What's
Patriot Act, it was called. Jordan Klepper's The Opposition, which was also another fail show.
Up to 6.
Colbert's his own thing. I don't really count Colbert.
Well, but the Colbert Report was...
Yeah, I guess it was a spin-off, 7. Which makes the current Late Night with Stephen Colbert, I'll count that too, is also a spin-off of The Daily Show because it's borrowed its format from The Daily Show now.
Stephen Colbert has lost my respect.
Why? For becoming just another milquetoast centrist lib daddy?
Yeah, and his jokes are bad.
Yeah, his jokes don't cut as hard now.
He has not as good writers.
Yeah, I also think he was better in the Bush era. The character allowed him to say more extreme things. It's not that it's not that he was better in the Bush era. He was better in character, because when you're in character, when you're sort of inhabiting a larger than life figure, like a clown, you can get away with more stuff because you're sort of like this Borat like innocent. You know, you don't know any better, so you can coax these crazy reactions out of people.
Are you excited for Borat 2?
Man, yeah, actually, no. I think I'm a secret huge Sacha Baron Cohen head.
Oh, wow.
I like secretly think that everything he does is brilliant.
Even the weird like elephant cum thing.
Yeah, the Brothers Grimm thing. Yeah, that movie's hilarious.
Well, I can't wait.
I love that movie.
Another
it
10 years of Borat
with
voice.
rockets up the asshole.
Yeah. 10 more years of Borat voice.
Who gets? What doesn't Daniel Craig get HIV?
I don't know. I haven't watched it. Armenia has shelled ganja.
Ganja?
Yeah, ganja is a town
in Azerbaijan.
In Azerbaijan, yeah.
That's no good. I've got a lot of Armenian friends posting.
Yeah, the war there is getting worse and worse. I have a thread on here. We could go over some of the big things, but
yeah, let's talk about that news. Fuck old Donnie boy. Let's talk about the two countries that appear right at the beginning of the country list that nobody knows about.
Okay, so here we go. This is we are on basically day 8 of the war.
Day 8 of the most. Does this war have a name yet? Is it just called the Armenia-Azerbaijan War of 2020?
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday there was intense fighting with varying intensity across the front line. The Armenian armed forces have had high losses. They've lost 230 tanks. They've lost 250 artillery and MLRs. They've lost 130 military vehicles, 38 air defense systems, 10 command and control centers, 7 armories, and 1 S-300 rocket artillery.
That's a lot of. What has Azerbaijan lost?
Let me see if I can find a graphic for that.
But who are we rooting for? Are we rooting for somebody in this?
Well,
my Armenian friends are rooting for Armenia.
I'm kind of rooting for Armenia, but so it's weird. Armenia is supported by Russia, and Azerbaijan is supported by Turkey. Mm-hmm. Turkey has been doing brinksmanship all over town lately. They've been doing brinksmanship with Greece and with a couple of other countries, and they are really supporting Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is basically trying to take back territory that the Armenians have occupied that is, I think, technically the Azerbaijanis. The Azerbaijan has a lot of drones, and they've been using them to good effect. And there's a lot of just videos coming out of drone warfare, and it looks like it sucks to me. Because you're just like...
Where's Turkey getting all these drones?
Where
are they making them?
This is top secret. What do you mean? Wait.
George Soros.
Hey, what? Why do you want to know? Huh? Are you from Israel? Do you want to know because you are from Israel?
Look, Erdogan. Look, Mr. Erdogan, I don't like that you're spitting in my mouth constantly.
It is actually called the Unibrow Gold Chain War of 2020.
Oh, don't make fun of the Caucasus with the cocks and the asses. I love Armenians. Armenians are. I came up with an Armenian drag queen the other day called Breezy Sarkeesian. Look at me. I'm Breezy Sarkeesian. Look at my big fat Armenian nips.
Both Armenia,
big Armenian nips,
and Azerbaijan have really well put together propaganda teams, and they both have logos with like screaming, different like tonal screaming eagle, like sound effects when the logos come on. Like the production teams are great. So all the YouTube videos, it's like, this is an Armenian piece of propaganda, this is an Azerbaijani piece of propaganda, and the Azerbaijan has put out a music video lately, a piece of propaganda. It's like a metal song, and it's like a metal band dressed up in military gear playing metal with like guns and tanks, and it's awesome. And just,
is it System of a Down?
It is not System of a Down, but System of a Down, I've heard, is currently gearing up to ship out and to fight this war, and make their own. What are they? Where's System of a Down from? Are they Armenian?
They're from L.A. But they're all Armenian.
Oh boy, yeah, they got to get over there and make it.
Yeah, what is Serge saying? What's Serge saying about? Because he's usually pretty anti-war.
Yeah. What is Serge saying?
But all the Armenians I've been saying, I've been hearing about are like, even if they're anti-war, like, nah, we gotta fuck these Azerbaijani motherfuckers.
I just opened up. Okay, so the region that is in question that the Azerbaijanis want to conquer is Artsakh. And so
Artsakh?
Serge Tankian of System of a Down says, no one has ever conquered Artsakh. They are our Spartans. So this is an interview from 2 days ago that Tankian has given an interview.
What does Serge think on the issue?
He said, quote unquote, Tankian. I think Azerbaijan and Turkey have different intentions in their aggression against Artsakh and Armenia. For Azerbaijan, it's a matter of regime survival, as they have a petro-oligarchic corrupt government that is being challenged by their opposition, who are mostly in jail and from the people. Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Turkey's motivation is and has been for more than a century pan-Turanism. That is why they've committed the genocide against Armenians, Greeks, and Assyrians a century ago, and of course used our nations as scapegoats for their defeats during World War I. Okay.
That's pretty accurate and nuanced. But it is from the perspective of an Armenian.
So you're on the Azerbaijani side, I guess.
Maybe I'll take the Azerbaijani side.
Well, maybe I'm on the Armenian side.
Well, maybe we'll never figure it out. Maybe we got to fight over Artsakh. maybe this Zoom recording is Artsakh, and it's our Spartans.
Yeah, I don't. My guess is that.
So Serge is rooting for Armenia. It sounds like.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
My guess
He's
is
not
that
like saying this war is unjustified.
This is going to be a bad war. It's going to go on for a while because everyone else is distracted. The United States has said almost nothing about it other than like, hey, quit it. And Russia is basically backing Armenia, and Turkey's backing Azerbaijan, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it does not expand into some kind of... Because Turkey's in NATO. So...
NATO.
Yeah. That's not good. We should probably just kick Turkey out of NATO.
Just get rid of Turkey. We already got Muslim chums.
We have
Saudis.
We have nuclear weapons stationed in Turkey that are pointed at Russia. So
yeah.
We need that.
That's why we need to make friends with China.
Yeah. Well, China just took out our president.
The dick and mate with the 5G Wuhan.
They just sent a weaponized Wuhan virus at him. And got right up his butt.
Took a Nazi virus and they put it into a reformed Nazi whose name was Wuhan's.
Wuhan's Climber. Charlotte
and
Climbers.
They sent him to Amy Coney Bear's inauguration party, her garden party. That's the funny detail about Trump catching COVID is it was Amy Coney Barrett. Is that her name?
Yeah, I call her Amy Cloney Barrett.
I call her Amy COVID Barrett.
She's like a clone.
Yeah, she's a Stepford wifey.
She has millennial cadence. It's really odd. I don't like
funny.
it. I don't like it.
An ultra-Catholic millennial cadence.
My, with the debate and this whole week, my conservative swing peaked and is rapidly descending.
Maybe that's an indication that Trump did fuck up, because it's like all this...
I now am...
Why were you going... Because I've seen you, like, get into sort of conservative modes before where... Maybe out of, like, contrarianism or the fact that you see, like... Is it pure contrarianism?
I think kind of. I mean, I've described it before like a riding a wave of the news. Just, like, seeing different things. But just that debate was horrifying. and was a real low point, and I just don't like. I still think there are some good answers to be found with the Pope's encyclicals, so you should read those, especially the one that just came out. Very interesting. The Pope. I don't know if you saw any news, but in terms of
the Pope said stuff.
Yeah, the Pope said some anti-capitalist stuff just yesterday. A bunch.
The Pope is Francis is generally anti-capitalist. Still doesn't like abortion that much.
Yeah,
no.
Well,
but if we get rid of the capitalism, then we will have enough. Then we will have enough resources such that the birth control is no need.
Well,
you can have babies; it get adopted by state. Good orphan.
They don't want They don't want birth control. That's my big problem with Catholicism, is that it's anti-birth control, and I actually tried to make some arguments about why not support birth control as a lesser evil if you hate abortion that much. And they're just really believing that sex has to be for the purpose of procreation, and you can't convince them otherwise.
Yeah.
So
I think it's... Well, why is that one stuck? Because is there anything in the Bible... What explicitly in the Bible says that? Is it someone... Is it like Onan spilling his seed on the ground?
A lot of it comes from like St. Paul and his letters to like the Corinthians, and his letters to the it's mostly St. Paul. Nothing Jesus did. So a lot of
Jesus didn't talk a lot about the dick.
No, he did not speak much of the dick.
Jesus on the dick. Oh no, I've been crucified with dildos. Look, that wasn't a crucifact. That was a crucifixion. But we're moving on.
Trying to see if I can get more updates.
The Amy Comey Barrett super spreader event. That's amazing. That it's very karmic, because that is the sixth. The super packed, super majority Supreme Court was like the conservative project for the last 30 years, right? And they finally achieved it. And at the event where it's, they're all celebrating and it's finally happening for everyone, they all get sick. Which is, no one will die, probably. But, at least it's ironic, kind of. It's not really ironic, it's just coincidental.
They pretty much
It seems vaguely karmic.
They pretty much deserve that. For doing that. Especially
a little suffering.
How many, I looked at that picture, 150 people all together, maybe a quarter of them are wearing masks, and they're all grinning like smug assholes. And at that point I was like, fuck these guys.
Yeah. Why can't we take what's wrong with a little schadenfreude? I think that's the other, because that's the other thing that I've been seeing is people chastising people for saying that it's funny that Trump got it. Not that, I get it if you're saying, I hope he dies. You can make more of an argument that is unhelpful. I don't care about that either. I don't care if people hopes he dies, because he's killed so many people with his negligence, and his callousness and utter disregard for human life. I don't think, we're going to save Trump. I don't think we're going to, pray so hard that he's going to be a changed man. Yeah. I don't think we're going to Aaron Sorkin reason him out of his Trumpiness.
I mean,
I don't think that's...
My only argument is that for the stability of the country, I hope he doesn't die. But the moment he's not president, I don't care what happens to him.
Yep.
But, maybe if I was more... Because I'm not confident in our government's stability. And...
Well, what do you think would happen if he died, such to threaten the very stability? We were talking pre-show about the militia rise up.
Yeah, because there's so many crazy people out there who think this is a hoax, and that there's a deep state that is trying, literally waging a war against Trump. And so, if there's people who think it's a hoax and that the deep state killed him, it's actually the CIA that they injected him with 5G liquid, then that would just create more social instability, and I want less of that. I really want a civil service where everyone has to go do hard labor.
Once again, Thomas Sankara. It all comes back to Burkina Faso.
We all need
have the
to
lazy worker tribunal.
just go do work with our hands and quit. And also, I also would really like to turn off the internet.
Okay, so you're just full Kaczynski here?
Yeah,
full Kaczynski.
I'm gonna start mailing people cheese whiz bombs. Just explodes you with cheese.
Oh no, there's too much cheese. It would be funny if like someone's allergic to cheese.
Vinny, oh no.
He was allergic. You monster. You knew. I met a person recently who said that the only thing they've ever read that they fully agreed with is Ted Kaczynski's Industrial Society and Its Future.
Nice.
Which is, yeah, I guess Violent Walden is...
Mm-hmm.
It's like Walden, but with bombs. I don't know. I'm not an eco-anarchist or an anarcho-primitivist or an eco-fascist or anything like that, because I think that, living in one with nature is, it's obviously relevant because we are burning ourselves out in a global warming catastrophe.
Well, did you see the octopus movie on Netflix?
What?
My teacher, the octopus.
Oh, the lady that fucks an octopus?
It's not a lady, it's a dude.
It's a dude that fucks an octopus?
He doesn't fuck it, he just thinks about it.
Okay.
That's not
so bad.
He's all about how we are not just observers of nature, we are, in fact, participants.
Man, an octopus could jack you off so good with his suckers, man.
Yeah.
You got a blow job, you ever got an oct job?
Octo job.
Got an octa job.
I just want to go back to when I was 9 and I saw GoldenEye 64 for the first time. Just want to go live in that time.
You want to live in GoldenEye? You want to be a blocky guy?
Yeah.
I just want to be a low poly blocky guy just stumbling around a facility.
I just remember the dam mission. If you do the dam mission in exactly 3 minutes, you unlock something. And I remember one night where my friend was doing the dam mission over and over again and being like 259, 301, fuck, god damn it,
over and over and over again. Repetition makes a fool out of you.
Violent Walden Violent Walden. Anti-masker throws tantrum. I want my sandwich. Assaults bag of Sun Chips at Subway. Violent Walden.
Yeah, I think that's the eco-fascist ethos is Walden but violent. Let's live in with nature with our guns. It's sort of the militia thing too. It's we have gone out of step with nature and we need to reclaim our association with it by enacting violence on those who would tear us apart from it. And everyone has like their own version of what getting back to nature is. Hippies got their own version of getting back to nature, but the Duck Dynasty looking militiamen have their own version of that too.
As a milquetoast white boy, I walk around the suburbs, and I breathe deeply in a mixture of oak leaf and distant freeway fumes.
How are you getting back to nature? How are we getting back to nature?
I did go.
Let's get sublimated.
I did go on a walk in nature. It was nice. I think it was nice. Now it's cold here in Michigan. Is it cold? It's probably cold in.
It's cold in Toronto as well.
It's probably cold up there. Yeah.
It's cold up there. It's real. It's getting real. It's getting to be fall there. It's already fall. We passed the equinox.
I hope we have a really snowy winter.
I hope that we have a really big fucking apocalypse and we all die and we can all stop this charade.
Charade.
It's a
charade.
Charade, Brown.
The world is a charade, and I hope an asteroid hits.
I am so aggrieved. I am Baudelaire. Nah, world's okay. I mean, the reason why we're so distressed about Trump, right, is because the world is good and it's worth fighting for, which is why we're sad this guy is fucking it up, right? So it's like if you're distressed about something that you feel is negative, sort of by virtue of that, you can't really be a doomer. Otherwise, you wouldn't be that distressed about it. But I don't know. I know I haven't descended into nihilism because I still feel there's a way to fix this shit, even if it seems impossible. Yeah. I mean, I guess that is the falsity of hope. It's not that something good will happen; it's that something good can happen.
Yes.
I think that's maybe more realistic version of what people call hope.
We don't have to be doomers, I don't think.
Yeah. Don't be doomers. It's okay. It's okay to believe that it can be fine. I think you actually sort of have to start from there in order to have a coherent political philosophy. Because if you don't believe things can be fine, then, we joke about being Calvinists on this show a lot, but I think the inner conflict of Calvinism is that if there's only a certain amount of people getting to heaven and that you're already fated to heaven or hell no matter what you do, then a lot of people would take that as inherently demotivating.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, in order to have any sort of political philosophy where you believe you can change things, you have to start with one, the notion of free will. Sorry, fellas. I believe in fate essentially too, but I believe in order to get things done, you have to trick yourself into believing in free will. Because if you don't, then you just sort of let everything wash over you.
Yeah.
Unless you have the weird John Brown perception of fate, and he was like a Calvinist hardcore, and his perception of fate was, I was always going to be this guy, That's why I'm doing it, because I was always going to be it.
New show coming out. Is it out yet? The Good Lord Bird? Is it out, or is it not yet out?
Is it a John Brown show?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Ethan Hawke is in The Good Lord Bird.
Ethan Hawke playing John Brown?
Yeah, it's going to be a good show.
That's pretty good casting.
It's probably going to be pretty violent.
Okay.
So don't watch it.
John Brown's life was pretty violent.
Don't watch it with your loved ones. Because
they gotta learn about John Brown. My favorite John Brown story was when, his son was caught stealing figs or something like that. His son, Salmon. His name was, Salmon Brown or something.
Right.
And John Brown whipped him, a couple of times to be like, this is your punishment for stealing figs. And then, after the whippings were done, John Brown took off his shirt and exposed his back to his kid and was like, now do it twice over to me. Yeah. We shall share the pain. And I think that's just really cool.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but it also makes me not so angry at the way I was taught about John Brown in Texas, which was he was a crazy man, and you can just ignore him.
Well, you can't ignore. He may have been crazy.
He was crazy.
But he was one of the most relevant hit figures in American history.
Oh, yeah. He, if any single person was responsible for the Civil War, it was kind of him.
Yep. Raid on Harper's Ferry cannot be overstated what an incredible event that was.
He made everyone in the South flip out. They were he was like ISIS. They were he's coming to raid us. He was like Osama bin Laden to them.
Yeah, and sort of he's an argument for accelerationism in a way.
That's why I voted for Biden.
that's why I wrote in John Brown on my ballot.
Yeah. Well, I'm a proud Biden voter now.
Yeah,
I did it. I can publicly
give it to me, Daddy. Give it to me, Jen Kirkman.
Come out and say it, because I don't care about socialism that much. To fuck over the people trying to live here from other countries to vote for Trump. So,
are you a proud Biden voter or just not a reluctant Biden voter?
I would say I'm proud. I don't have a sign up, but
Well, yeah, because if you're a proud Biden voter, I get if you're like just not bothered about it, but being like Biden guy, I'm all in for Joe. No. He's the guy. No. He's my guy. You know, that's a little perverse.
No, he's gonna have a cabinet with people who want to do warmongering and not gonna do health care, and it's not gonna be great. But I'm assuming he won't do child separation policies at the border.
Yeah, there's too much heat on him for that. Even though Obama did that, I think, like, you got to fix that now.
Yeah, Obama didn't do it as bad.
No, he didn't do it as bad, but he did it, you know. Whereas Biden won't be able to do it at all, is the thing. Because there's just too much attention on it now.
And, I waited.
Which is,
I waited until
maybe
the first
why
debate.
Trump was kind of good.
No, there's nothing really good about Trump.
No, there's nothing good about Trump. He didn't, his immense fuck-ups, even though, yes, they shed light on the inherent travesty of the American political system, and the fact that the two-party system always leads to someone like this. Yeah. Is there a precedent for Trump? Would you say that Reagan is a precedent for Trump?
Sure, definitely.
Yep. Or that, because he's...
Reagan's
although I guess, Reagan
actor.
was a governor.
He's just some actor, though. I mean, sure, he was a governor, but before that, he was just some actor.
But Trump is like this distorted version of Reagan. He's like this... Because Reagan was all about the promise of the America, and that America... There is actually a lot of, like, fatalistic speech in Reagan's talk as well, where he talks about, we are the inheritors of the world, and it is our job to better it. There are a few times in history that have been totally free, and America's privileged to have had many of those moments in history. He said stuff like that, which, harkens to this idea of manifest destiny, and this idea that we are to inherit everything that is set forth in front of us. Which sort of leads to that cancerous take everything in front of me attitude of modern corporate oligarchy. And if Reagan was the beginning of that attitude in the Friedman-inspired 80s economic realm, then Trump is the sort of logical end to it. And what we're seeing is that from like the 1980 to present, the neoliberal consensus Fukuyama era, one might call it, it will be very apparent that that is a very significant portion of time where an economic experiment was tried out, and it led to this parodic, twisted version of it in the face of Donald Trump.
I don't get why we're not having anybody winning who's trying to actually improve the country. It's kind of crazy. Like there's no one campaigning on infrastructure, and no one really
roads are boring.
I guess Trump was campaigning on he did, and then he just didn't deliver.
No, well, Trump campaigned on all the popular stuff. I mean, the one thing that he did do, quash TPP, did it for the wrong reasons, but
and his trade war with China is sort of okay.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons. Yeah. But, I mean, if we can get some more American manufacturing, that would be good.
I mean, that's what's always... that's been my crank position, is that, yes, the majority of Trump's supporters are exurban small business tyrants who are upper middle class and, even college educated. But there's just that belt of Midwestern people that will continue voting for him to spite the elite class of Democrats and Republicans who just gutted the entire way of life for thousands and thousands of people in the Midwest.
It was fucked up. I hate that.
Yeah.
We've got to make the stuff here because the people have the jobs of making it, and when you make something, you feel good.
I think there's also just geographically, you make stuff here so that it's less environmentally damaging to ship.
Of course, there's a lot of good positive externalities to making the stuff here. Of course, we'd have a little bit more
local manufacturing,
a little bit more air pollution here as opposed to in China, where there's a mega air pollution, as Trump would say. We gotta have
bigly air pollution.
We gotta have the most crystal clean air and water. You won't even believe
crystal
it.
Clean air.
You won't even
Look,
believe
we
it.
have crystal clean air. That was a great moment during the debate when Trump's environmental policies was talking about the purest air, like he's selling a bottle of Dasani to you.
I kiss the air that I breathe.
Oh my God! Did you see his hospital room at Walter Reed?
I saw some pics, I think.
It's very gaudy. It's very funny to have a gaudy hospital room. I like that. That's really funny. Oh man, your IV, you have a gold IV.
And right now, everyone in the media is like, they won't tell us what is actually happening. And Chris Hayes was like, this has a very Soviet feel to it. Like,
yeah, a lot of people are deliberating about whether Trump is faking COVID or not. But I think, given how many people have COVID from that, are all of them faking it? You think? That would be funny. Is Kellyanne faking it? Look, fellas, we're at the Amy Comey Barrett event. You know, we're not going to win this one. We all have to pretend we have the disease. This conspiracy.
Well, I mean, we'll see. It would be pretty crazy to me if he got so sick that, like, you know, he died. That would be fucking crazy.
I mean, the thing is, Trump, I don't think he's going to die just because it's like they got the good secret medicine for presidents and shit. You know, that's why they all live to their fucking hundreds.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but Trump, he's been eating Big Macs and Filet-O-Fish every day for 4 years. So.
He is in the most vulnerable demographic to die. So
old
that
fatties.
Being old fatties, yeah. So.
Oh no!
Oh no, our old fatties. They're going away.
Our most critical resource of old fatties is in danger. It must be a weapon from China.
Protect the Harold Blooms of the world.
It's revenge for the opium wars. They've developed a virus to target our old fatties. I'm not going to do a Chinese accent, but...
No, yeah, don't do a Chinese accent.
We found out
unless you can do it like Russell Peters.
We found out their weakness, General Xi. They're all old and fat, General Xi.
We found out their weakness, General Xi. Or just do, here's my Chinese accent. Well, we found out their weakness, General Xi, and we're gonna invade. You know, let's steal some organs from the Falun Gong. That was... No, that's not really... I mean, the Falun Gong thing, that's complicated, because they're kind of a cult, too, so...
Well, apparently they're CIA.
Falun Gong is CIA, you're saying?
Yeah, apparently.
That's an op?
Yes. Apparently, let me get some backup at Google.
Let's get some backup information.
Google.
Do the young Jamie joke 1,000 times. Just with Joe Rogan.
I was listening to the Joe Rogan show with Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon, he's the gay fat comedian.
Yeah, who's very stereotypically gay.
Yeah, and that figures into his act, I anticipate.
Yeah, he's like, I like sucking dick.
Sucking
him.
dick is great.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
hey, who loves penis? It's me. Yeah, I saw some posts on Twitter about it because people were mad about it because they kept using the word tranny.
Ooh.
Which it's pretty bad. You shouldn't say that word.
That's a cancelable offense. Spotify employees going on strike
because of Rogan.
Yeah, they're threatening to if Spotify doesn't start to censor Rogan. It's
so funny that he moved to Texas for more freedom, and then he went. Oh, and, can I have my big corporate money now? Mm-hmm. So I'll make a bunch of changes to my format.
Right.
His subreddit is freaking out. It's like, Joe sold out, man.
Yep.
Big fucking pussy Spotify. They're going to censor all this stuff. Can't say training anymore. Fucking bullshit. What a bunch of losers.
They're trying to take our best words.
That's our word. We invented it to make fun of you.
I can't say. Just come up with a new offensive word then.
Call them more goons.
Yeah, you can come up with a new slur. Be inventive.
Yeah, that's what we should have. We should have a slur draft where some people just create various new slurs and people can draft them.
Yeah, the conservatives are 1 year away from a slur draft. It's like, well, we ran out of slurs, and now they took all our slurs, and we get censored on Twitter. So
We're getting all of our college boys on it, too. They're coming up with new slurs at the speed of a bunch of Jews.
Well,
See, that's an old slur. That's not even a slur. That's just what they are.
I got my doctorate at the University of Virginia in the slur department. You see, I'm a slur doctor.
I know many slurs. I know Asian slurs. I know Polynesian slurs. I know slurs for West, East, North, and South Africa. You won't believe how many slurs there are.
The word slur actually comes from the way Southern people would say the word slave. So saying the word slur is in fact a slur.
What you may not know about slurs is that they were used by the ancient pharaohs in order to give respect to their slurs.
How do you think
by which I mean slaves.
How do you think those pyramids were built? It was just a bunch of slurs.
So really, the slur is part of our international history, and we should not discard it, which is why I, Robert H. Preston, of the University of Virginia, Department of Slurology,
Jefferson, Nathan,
say that the new
Bedford,
slur for
Beauregard.
2021 is frump.
From. So, de Blasio's closing parts of New York City down because the second wave is coming.
Hey, the bungalow, he's bungling again.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Bungle.
We all need to pray for New York. Again. Even more.
You gotta pray for the health of New York.
Do you think they're going to start doing the cheering at 7 p.m. again, or are they all cheering?
I really fucking hope not. That sucked.
Ooh. I thought it was beautiful.
I don't like people struggling against their own helplessness. You know, that's the sound of the cheering was that to me. It was like a fly with its wings removed, just struggling. That's what it sounded like to me.
Jeff Goldblum, you say? Can you do a Jeff Goldblum? It's hard.
Can I do a Jeff Goldblum accent? No, I can't do a Jeff Goldblum accent.
I'm trying to think on Come Down.
The thing about fly is what's a good Jeff Goldblum line? Gina Davis, I really want to fuck you. I can't do a Jeff Goldblum. What was I doing there? I was doing a Nicolas Cage again. Think about a Nicolas Cage. You're saying it's too hot. That's a bad Nicolas Cage. I can only do a few impressions, and they're all terrible.
Yeah, I can't do any, really. It's okay.
I was trying to do an obscure impression. I can kind of do... You know who I can kind of do? I can do Jay Baruchel pretty good. Do a funny Jay Baruchel impression. That's where I am at. You have to sound really nerdy in your voice. You have to sound like a real fucking nerd. And that's how you can talk like Jay motherfucking end of the world goon Baruchel.
Ooh, Trump put out a new video.
Trump put out a new COVID video? Yeah. Does he have tubes in his face? Is it an AI Trump?
He's looking good. Looking strong.
He's looking strong. He's got too much meat on him for the COVID to take root.
Thanking the nurses and the doctors.
That's good. Do 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 do. He's
thanking the great patriots.
Yeah.
Thanking
the great patriots. This is the Trump has COVID and it's escalating music. It's in his body, transforming him into the...
He says he's going to do a surprise visit to the protesters outside. He says he's going to go outside and do a surprise visit to the protesters. No, they're not protesting him. They're supporting him.
Some of them are. I mean, the ones that...
He's going to go kiss all of them.
Wait, does it say that?
He just said it.
He said he's going to kiss all the protesters?
No, he didn't say he's going to kiss them. He's going to go out and... they're not protesters. They're supporters.
He's going to... yeah.
His supporters are lining the streets.
With a mask?
Oh, hopefully not. It's
my God.
They're in a death cult now, and they're trapped in the death cult, and now they are taking his air in, and...
Well, I was just standing here, and I'm trapped in a death cult.
When Trump dies, they will eat his body. I believe that they will eat his body when he dies.
Yes.
Yes.
To gain his power.
Yes. To be saved from the sins of this world. They will eat his body.
And then they'll become Trump Wendigos.
I could go for some fast food, some Popeyes.
So get a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, but I'm not
Get
gonna.
a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
I'm not gonna. Chicky
Just eat those little crusty little bits.
Chicky sandy.
Just have them red beans and gravy. Just trickling down your lips. Oh, they make it so good with such grease everywhere. And it's also halal. And you know we need more halal food in stores.
There
Not
was some
the shrimp. The shrimp isn't halal.
Some local news in Michigan. The Michigan Supreme Court overturned the right of the governor to have a continuous state of emergency.
Whoa.
Which means that she's not going to be able to enforce a mask mandate anymore.
That's bad.
Yep.
Or good.
It's bad.
Or bad.
I think it's kind of bad.
Yeah. The Constitution's okay.
Constitution,
but you know what's really good?
Yeah.
Living.
The Constitution does not take into account pandemics. And we need a pandemic amendment where we're like, the president can make everyone wear a mask when there's a pandemic.
Well, yeah. Well, because back in the day, just like a disease wiping 10% of the population out was normal.
That
was
normal.
Just, what are you talking
about?
Yeah.
And they were like, there's nothing, all you can do is move.
Yeah. That's why they had so many babies, you know?
Oh, boy.
Gotta keep pumping them out.
The yellow fever epidemic of Philadelphia in 1793 fucked Philadelphia up. Like, at the time, they reached 100 people dying a day, which is insane.
Too many people.
It's that for the population of Philadelphia, which at the time was, I believe, 40,000.
Yeah.
An insane rate of death. Everyone had to leave. And they didn't know what was causing it.
I mean, to be fair, 100 people die in Philadelphia every day because they commit suicide over the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, I think it's fine.
Epic burn.
Take that, Philly! You're a secondary city.
Let's see if they even won today.
Congratulations, Philly. You can feel better about being better than Cleveland. Great.
Oh, the Eagles are playing the 49ers tonight at 8:20.
Yeah, 8:20. The 69ers,
The
they should
NFL is
call
so
them.
stupid. It's very annoying to me that it's happening.
What, football?
Yeah, because it's just
Is it?
spreading.
Are people attending the games?
No, in some places, yes, but like
That's a bad
in
idea.
the Cowboys Stadium, yes, they allow people to go.
Oh man, that's too no.
And in Georgia,
No
they let
sporting
people
events
go. In
now.
Florida, they let people. Florida is all no more restrictions at all in Florida. Everything's open in Florida.
That is it's the ethos of conservatism, or at least the version of conservatism that took root in the Fukuyama era, which was like short-term gains are the best. Short-term gains are the motherfucking jam. That's like what supply-side economics was all about. It's like everyone will think our economy's doing super well if we just put all the interest rates down to zero and everyone buys a lot of shit right now.
Yeah.
And then look, our economy's doing super well. And then it all falls apart 20 years later.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big crash. I don't know when it's gonna be. I don't know how long they can string this along. This sucks, though.
Yeah, I mean, without a full-on, New Deal type crazy relief thing, which, I don't know. Maybe if Biden wins, maybe that's the thing.
I don't think that'll
maybe
happen.
He will actually.
I think what we're gonna have is austerity. I think we're gonna have high taxes.
That would
spending.
destroy the country.
Yeah, we're gonna have some austerity.
But that's okay. People are so averse to just a little socialism. Just print more money. It's fine.
We are printing money, just not using
All
it
of you fucking
for
Friedman nerds who talk about stagflation.
Well, we're gonna have inflation now. The Fed wants to let inflation run wild now. Because the interest rates are down so low, they don't have anything left to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Negative interest rates.
Ooh.
They'll pay you.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Here's what we all have to do. Here's the secret. Here's the House of Decline. Secret for the world. And it's Walden but violent. We come back again to Walden but violent. You guard the fucking woods. Cabin. Get your guns. Ignore this shit. If they knock on your door, use your guns. If it's the cops in Louisville, you're gonna get busted. And there's nothing you can do about it. They'll shoot your girlfriend in your sleep, but that's just do. Walden but violent. That's the House of Decline secret. This House of Decline bullet.
What's going on in Louisville? Has there any been... I guess the protests have kind of...
Have they? I don't think they've died down. It's just been dashed out of the news cycle because the 3 Trump things we mentioned happened.
Let me see. Let me look for Louisville protests.
Louisville protests. Yeah, I'm sure that city's still on fucking fire. Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, the last news is from 2 days ago. There's a reset. There's been generally the protests go in waves. Like they flare up and then they have like a time they have to rest and reset. I think we're in a rest and reset. Just the past couple of days, because all the news is from the last news was 2 days ago, and. But, yeah, I mean, who knows? The real shit is going to happen when they let Derek Chauvin off, because they probably are.
Yeah, that'll be crazy.
That's going to suck.
They already burnt down a police precinct in Minnesota.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when he gets up?
They've just been, like, building the biggest pipe bomb.
That would be cool. Building the biggest tennis ball bomb.
Oh, that's that stupid thing where you put the match heads in it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we all read the Anarchist Cookbook. We all read that shit thinking we were so cool.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah, all you need is fire. Just manufacture fire. Get Axe body spray and a lighter. That's all you need to make an incendiary weapon.
Well, at least the Cowboys are losing still.
Fuck them.
The one thing.
Fuck the COVID boys.
The one thing
COVID
in my
boys.
life that has never changed is that the Dallas Cowboys are bad at football.
No, you lived through the Aikman years.
Well,
I guess you just don't remember them.
When I was like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So I was not.
Yeah.
I was not cognizant. I was learning to ride a tricycle and doing stupid shit.
But it was our boy Troy. Our boy Troy. He had a big square jaw. He looked like an action figure of a football player of a man.
Yeah.
And he was referenced as being perfect and big-dicked on King of the Hill. In a way, he was sort of his era's, what's he called? Tom Brady.
Sort of.
He was to Texas what Tom Brady is for New England.
The funny thing about Tom Brady is that now I think he's going to win the Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It would be very funny.
I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It sounds like the gayest football team imaginable.
Yeah.
We're the Buccaneers.
They wanna,
if you like a night of bucking, you'll love the Buccaneers.
They get right to bucking on the first date.
Straight up mother bucker, we call him. More like a father bucker. I notice father fucker is not used as much, but I feel it's worse. It sounds worse. You father fucker.
Father fucker.
Father fucker. You fucked your father. Uncle fucker, aunt fucker, cousin fucker, great aunt first removed fucker, grandfather fucker, grandmother fucker. You don't hear grandmother. You grandmother fucker. You great grandmother fucker.
No.
What are other human familial relations? You stepmother fucker, stepbrother fucker, half brother fucker. We have half brothers. Are there half mothers?
Godmother fucker.
God motherfuckers. And of course, son fuckers and daughter fuckers. We didn't get to the kids yet.
No.
That one's.
Oh, okay.
You daughter
yes,
fucker.
Trump is waving. He's waving to the supporters. They put him in an SUV.
Yay.
And they're driving him down, and he's waving at all the supporters from the SUV. He's wearing a mask. There's some Secret Service people in there with N95s looking pissed that they're in a car with someone who has COVID. That sucks. Wow. Oh, man.
Can you imagine? Would it be funny if the Secret Service people died because they just had like a sensitivity to it or something like that?
Yeah, there's probably the Secret Service guys probably will get it now, and that sucks for them. Oh,
It doesn't suck that hard.
Yes, it does. Yes, the Secret Service guys don't
I
get to
feel
choose.
compassion for no man.
They don't get to choose who the president is.
What'd you say? Who said that?
I said that the Secret Service guys don't get to choose who their president is, and they gotta protect him.
I think the Secret Service guys are all pretty much long-headed Republican douchebags.
Because those are the best guys at protecting the president. That's who. If I was the president, I would want the lunk-headed Republican guys to be the Secret Service, because they're like, I'm doing an
Mr.
ocular pat
President?
down.
Yeah, I would want Richard Jewell, but muscular. I would like to smoke a Richard Jewell. I mean, vape a Richard Jewell, which would taste like bubblegum and cloves.
Yeah, I'd like to drink about 1,000 beers. Actually, what I want was ice cream with heroin in it. That's what I want.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Be so
laudanum,
awesome.
Ice cream laudanum.
What kind of ice cream is this? Oh, heroin? Excellent.
Heroin ice cream? Actually, well, no. Opium tastes too flowery to be a good.
Oh, that might be good.
Heroin flavor.
Opium
flavored.
sorbet.
Opium sorbet.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a good chopped. We have taro root, chicken thighs, celery, and opium. Do your best, chefs.
I'm sober now.
Cooking with opium.
I'm just sober now.
You're a sober boy. You're just like Tyler the Creator. You're straight edge. You're just like, who else is straight edge? I don't respect straight edge people. I'm just straight up telling you, I don't respect you anymore.
According to Reuters, cruise ships are being dismantled for scrap after pandemic sinks the industry.
Whoa, nice pun. Let's get some cruise ship bathtubs.
Yeah.
Let's buy our own decommissioned cruise ship, dock it in Ann Arbor in Michigan, in Lake Michigan.
Just take it down the Erie Canal.
Yeah. And just have we need to revive steamboat gambling.
Yeah. Clearly.
Riverboat gambling. We're going to become riverboat gamblers.
I'd like to go back to Mark Twain times.
Would you though?
Yeah, I would. A lot of pollution.
I feel like I'd reveal myself as a Jew too quickly. I'd be going.
I'd
just walk into a room full of old Southern people, old Charleston dandies, and be like, "Hello, everybody. How are you?"
Well, don't Mark Twain times doesn't mean you have to go to the South. I'm not talking like William Faulkner times. Just go to the North if you're a Jew in the Mark Twain times.
It was bad for them. It was bad for the Jews pretty much up until after World War II.
And not in New York.
New York. What are you talking? Yeah,
no,
New York.
Not in New York. What are you?
They
talking
didn't have
about?
no infrastructure. They didn't have no powerful infrastructure.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? It was bad for them. What about the Diamond District?
There was no significant diamond district in New York.
What about all those diamonds you guys had?
Look, the thing is, Hitler punched the Jews so hard he made us white. You know, that's like how hard he punched the Jews. Have you ever been punched so hard you became white?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
by a black.
It happened to you in the womb.
Person on the bus once. It happened to me.
No. Whoa, that's a loaded situation.
I guess it's fine. Jews in the time of Mark
that
Twain.
Was
looking up Jews.
Wasn't that like a thing in an Odd Future video? Mark Twain and the Jews?
Mm-hmm. I found an article.
What did he think about the old Jews?
An article on jewishvirtuallibrary.org. Twain.
Oh, wow.
Twain defended Jews, African Americans, and Indians against prejudice.
Great.
In his youth, Twain held the same negative stereotypes of Jews that his neighbors embraced, that they were all acquisitive, cowardly, and clannish. Hannibal, Missouri, his hometown, had only one Jewish family, the Levis, and Twain joined in hazing the young Levi sons. Oh no. In 1857, Twain wrote a humorous but uncomplimentary newspaper article about Jewish coal dealers for a Keokuk, Iowa newspaper.
Great.
But Twain seemed to have a change of heart about Jews around the time of the Civil War. He confided to his daughter Susie that the Jews seemed to him a race to be much respected. They had suffered
Great.
much and had been greatly persecuted, so to ridicule or make fun of them seemed to be like attacking a man when he was already down. And of course, that took away whatever was funny in the ridicule of a Jew. So, this is a crazy article.
Don't punch down is what he's saying.
Yeah, saying don't punch down.
Mark Twain, woke Twain, woke Bay. Talk about my woke Bay, Mark Twain. Yeah, I'm sure there were lots of people that were fine with the Jews. I'm sure Ulysses S. Grant was fine with the Jews.
Well, do you want me to go on to the more crazy part of the story?
Okay, yeah, there's a crazier part, you say?
A key moment came in 1860 when a trusted Mississippi River captain, George Newhouse, told Twain a story about a courageous Jew who boldly saved a slave girl in a poker dispute between a desperate planter and a cheating, knife-yielding gambler. The Jew killed the cheater in a duel and returned the slave girl to the planter's daughter, who had been her mistress, friend, and companion from birth.
Okay. That's,
Yeah. In the moral
that's
world
a complicated story.
In the moral world of 1860, returning a slave girl to her mistress rather than freeing her was an act of chivalry, and Twain saw no contradiction in it. Rather, the story led Twain to conclude that the Jewish hero was an all-around man, a man cast in a large mold.
Well, you know, it makes sense that the Jew was defending property rights. But I can say this because I am there. I am circumcised. I got no foreskin to hold me down.
Yeah. Well, this article goes on to be, I think, more crazy.
What is this article? Where you just looked up Mark Twain and Jews?
Yeah, it's the Jewish Virtual Library, a project of...
Jewish Virtual...
And it's just about Mark Twain, Jews in America, Mark Twain and the Jews. And he apparently wrote a lot about him.
Wrote a lot about the Jews.
Yeah, in Harper's.
It was originally going to be called Huck Finberg.
And he was writing in Harper's about the Jews back in 1898.
Lots of think pieces about the Jews.
Yeah.
What's the last think piece that you heard about the Jews?
That I heard?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. Let me think.
I guess I do a lot about Israel. I should just write a think piece called "The Jews, Love 'Em or Leave 'Em."
Probably about Israel. Actually, the last thing. It was like it was the stuff with New York and De Blasio not closing all the schools except not closing the shuls.
Wow.
So, is that right? Should he not close the shul? I think he should probably try to close the shuls if he's closing the schools.
I mean, the Orthodox people are self-governing, you know? Nothing you can do about them.
It's complicated.
It's a little complicated. They got control over their own communities. You know, that's what's always weird to me. You know, when conservative people bring up those insular, Pakistani communities in the UK, which, rape a bunch of kids and then cover it up. And it's like, the Muslims are doing this, and this could only happen with Muslims. And it's like, what are you talking about? This literally happens everywhere. There's, go to New York with the Orthodox Jews. That's all they do, it's a big rape cabal. But nobody ever gets caught because they're insular and self-governing, essentially. Talk about, places like Kiryas Joel. All sorts of... Any place where there is some sort of strange, self-governing, weird religious entity, there's gonna be a bunch of kid rape. You ever hear about the Pitcairn Islands? This is also one of my favorite weird bugaboos. On, all of these weird Pacific islands that were settled by, Seventh-day Adventists, weird British Seventh-day Adventists, like the Pitcairn Islands and places like that, that have, populations of 70 white people on the remotest Pacific islands on Earth. There were all these scandals where all of the leaders, all the male leaders of the islands were raping the kids.
Okay.
Just just basically every kid got raped by these 7 male leaders on this island.
I don't think they were Seventh-day Adventists, because that was a religion created.
Maybe I'm making that up.
Well, no, they were, but were they British?
Oh, they were. I retain more about the Pitcairn Island sex assault massacre. Sex assault massacre. The Pitcairn Island sex assault scandal than I thought. But yeah, y'all should look that up.
They weren't British.
Oh, they weren't British? Where were they from?
American.
Okay, that's... Yeah. I mean... Even so, they were white people.
Well, that's what I was confused about, because he said British Seventh-day Adventists, which is not...
that wouldn't make sense, yeah.
They don't
the Pitcairn Islands. Yeah. But yeah, it's an insular, weird little religious community, and they raped a bunch of kids because they didn't have anyone to be accountable to.
Is it Q?
Wait, is this a QAnon? Wait, what did you say about Q?
Is this Q?
This is Q.
Are you Q?
I think the guy who is Q probably lives on the Pitcairn Islands.
Is this Q? What do I give a fuck about Christmas stuff? What do I fucking care about the Christmas? You know? Did you see that video?
I don't know.
Oh my god, Melania's phone call was recorded. And she was talking to someone, and she was like, all these people make me want to do Christmas for White House decorations. And I'm like, what the fuck do I care about Christmas?
That's relatable.
It was so funny. And people were like, she said she doesn't care about Christmas.
I feel sort of bad for Melania Trump. Can you imagine
No. After, you should listen to this phone call, because she goes on to being like, and then they try to make me feel bad about separating children on the border? Like, what the fuck? I just like to own the libs.
Really? She says own the libs?
And then
like
she
verbatim?
Says, and then she's like, and the libs are all crazy. They just want to hate me. So, don't feel bad for Melania.
So she's actually a dyed-in-the-wool conservative.
I think
as well.
She's pretty... Yeah, I don't think she's trapped in a Republican White House being like, oh, get me out of here. I'm really a Democrat. No.
I guess you'd probably have to, in order to suck that D, you'd probably have to be ideologically compatible with it.
She's ideological. That's
when the D is attuned to your moral compass.
I'm looking at these.
It's your moral compass. Moral compass.
The grossest word is compass.
Compass. You heard of a cream pie? Well, this is a compass.
Nice. It tells you which way's up and which way's down. Because how it's dripping.
Magnetic north is my pussy. Let's say it again for the kids in the back. Magnetic north is my clitoris. Such good bits. Such classic bits we have on this show.
Man.
But,
Pitcairn.
At the end of the day, what did we learn from this week of Donnie news?
It's hard for me to not check the news constantly now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, did he die? Is he okay? What is going on?
Yeah.
And
that is also a feature of what's happening.
I hate it.
Yeah, waiting with bated breath to get out of this realm of uncertainty. But that's what it is now. People are kept in a constant state of shock and confusion in order to dull their senses and prevent them from participating in any collective action.
I can't concentrate on
anything. It's the hyper-normalized world.
Yeah, I can't concentrate on anything except for like just check and see what happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And it's like people will post like stuff like, don't be distracted. Distracted from fucking what? There's so much shit going on. Fucking California wildfires. Fucking Bolsonaro wildfires. Fucking wildcat strikes. Well, that's not happening anymore.
Bolsonaro
wildfire. I've got a Bolsonaro urethra. And Bolsonaro, he tanked COVID like 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Trump has that resilience.
That man is a tank.
Yeah.
He can take it.
He looks like evil Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
Looks like if Carl Sagan drank a bunch of evil juice.
Well, apparently Neil deGrasse Tyson has a kick-ass motorcycle now.
Great.
Yeah.
I hope he's just going to show up at a bar and he's going to correct people about various astronomical facts and they're going to roll their eyes.
Yeah.
Is Neil deGrasse Tyson saying BLM? Is he a BLM guy?
No, I do not think he is.
That's funny.
I don't think he is. He's not that cool anymore. Is he
a bootlicker? He's not a bootlicker.
He's kind of lame now.
He's just a lib, right?
Well, yeah, he's kind of lame. He's like a free speech lib guy. He's kind of lame now.
He always was kind of lame. He always struck me as having this sort of like know-it-all vibe, you know. Like where Carl Sagan was like had this brilliant and sort of inspired and he wanted you to learn. Yes, my child, this is you. You are learning. Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, I'm smarter than you. You can take or leave my shit. I don't care because I'm like a big guy. I'm like know the stars and shit.
He sucks. I don't like him. I don't like it. I don't like space. I don't like thinking about how we're on a spaceship. I don't like hearing that actually we're all like passengers on spaceship Earth. Shut up.
We're all stardust. We're all made of stars.
No.
You know?
No, we're not. And that's stupid.
We're made of meat.
I'm made out of Legos.
I am made out of Legos, too.
I had a tweet that I deleted because I didn't want to offend you. But it wasn't directed at you. It was.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
The tweet was like, quit being a baby man playing with Legos and get into something adult, like plastics.
That's, isn't that the Graduate?
Yeah, that's like The Graduate.
Frickin', Legos are cool.
This,
and but I fully acknowledge I am a baby man for playing with them.
This guy, Aubrey Huff, who's like this conservative, like, macho man. Aubrey Huff. Who was like
Aubrey Huff? Like, that's crazy.
So how many of you guys who play video games have even gotten laid recently? And he's just trolling. He was just trying to like troll people. But
yeah,
it's like people like that. What like? There's nothing anyone is doing that is more serious than what you were doing if you are into it.
Yeah.
Because
that's also just a weird line because who. Like, video games are so mainstream that who doesn't play them? It's
right.
Like, jocks have been playing video games for a long time, you know?
Yeah, it's a bigger industry than movies now.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like plenty of video game people get laid. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like literally the most profitable form of entertainment.
Well, now that COVID happened, it has surpassed, like, movies are Did you see that Regal cinemas are closing every movie theater in America?
That's
a
lot. I mean, it was already an industry in decline.
They're the second biggest movie chain in America.
Yeah, well, they sort of... I feel like the theater industry did a lot wrong. Like, it sort of doubled down on these incredibly high screening prices such that you had to, like... There's no reason why you need to charge $15 a pop for a movie. Because it's like, it's this it doesn't depreciate over time, really. I guess, there's only like a certain amount of months that you can see a movie, but if ticket prices are lower, people are more likely to see it. Is that correct? Or maybe just people don't value the experience anymore because you can essentially just get the same thing at home.
It's the same. To me, the biggest thing is you can get it at home for way cheaper, and you don't have to deal with, and you can get anything, and you don't have to deal with the high prices and going somewhere. But part of why they had to keep charging so much is like they are locked in on a rent on a piece of property that the rent's going up, not going down. The quality of movies is, I think, the big movies is going down as Hollywood just has to reboot and reboot. Did you see they're rebooting The Witches? They're doing
The Witches?
Yeah, the Roald Dahl.
Again?
Yeah.
Wait, not again. I guess there was only one movie with Angelica Houston.
And now it's going to be Anne Hathaway. They just can't.
But Angelica Houston was the perfect for that role. How can you improve on that?
They don't care about improving. They just can't. They don't want to hire writers. So they
don't give a damn about our properties, but they still do hire writers. They hire them at guild scale. It doesn't matter if it's an adaptation. Actually, no, I do think with the Writers Guild of America, it does matter whether it's based off of source material or whether it's original.
Yeah,
so
you would know.
But even so, it's like a marginal cost for a big studio. But who the fuck cares? It's just
we just need
the most merciful thing about fucking COVID is it killed the superhero movies for a brief period.
It has. It's great. Although I think they'll come roaring back.
I don't know. I think, we're past the superhero era because we're past the era of blind authority worship. Or maybe not. Maybe that's too hopeful. But I do think, like, the superhero era is sort of emblematic of the Obama era.
Mm-hmm.
Because Obama was this technocrat that we could just foist all of our problems to. And the idea is that some people in higher positions are better equipped to handle the world's problems than, the braying masses, right? And I think, and Trump represents this sort of crazy side to that. We can't put our faith in authority. It all leads to this. It's all built on sand. So the idea of a superhero as like this vastly more qualified person that we can give our problems to is sort of crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
That's no longer sort of an accepted. And even like people believe that about the Bush cabinet too, that they could. Republicans believe that about Bush. Democrats believe that about Clinton. But nobody believes that about Trump, not even Republicans, only his weird sort of carve-out of people. And they don't even believe that he's competent enough or that he's an authority figure. They just believe that, I guess a lot of them do, but it's hard to believe they believe it with their whole hearts, It's hard to believe they aren't aware to some degree that this guy is sort of incompetent.
But don't you think that they'll just they can change that depending on the state of the world, and now that this world really is broken seeming, they can just kind of change that paradigm and still have superhero movies. And I think they will. I think the Disney will continue, like the Marvel formula may just change a little bit.
I think also the popularity of The Boys on Netflix is like showing that people.
It's on Amazon, thank you.
Right, it's on Amazon. The meta-evaluation of the superhero genre is sort of reaching a fever pitch, where the premise of The Boys is that superheroes are actually a front for white supremacy, and that's and I think it came out at a very good time because that's sort of the tenor we're seeing. All of the faith that we place in authority, it turns out that it's all for the worst instincts of our society.
The hate is strong.
Yeah, and that's what superhero movies are inherently authoritarian. It's an authoritarian argument.
Yes.
Like all of the Iron Man movies pose an authoritarian argument. Iron Man is uniquely equipped as an authority to deal with these problems. That's sort of like the moral thing they all come down to, is a very anti-collectivist attitude, which is why the MCU has bad politics.
What I'm learning from history is that what it really comes down to is, I think you said this, is like favorable geography and the weather.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only reason General Washington was able to cross the Delaware River, hidden from the British, is because a great fog descended, enabling his retreat.
Yeah, it's nature. Nature allows us to capitalize on our wrath. Walden, but violent.
Walden is violent. Maybe the thing is that nature is violent. So we don't to say Walden but violent is tautological.
You're right,
because Walden, the violence is there all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Well.
It's in our nature to kill ourselves. It's in our nature to kill each other. It's in our nature to kill. I only know that from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Oh, did you see that there's Tony Hawk? They remastered Tony Hawk for the computer.
I know, it looks so good, I might have to get it.
Did you gonna get a PS4 or a computer?
I should get it. I should get a good computer, because it can do other things.
Yes. I mean, I think
that
that's
a
true.
PS5 can't do.
But last time we talked, you were gonna maybe get a used PS4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have money.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go in the woods with a gun.
Well, if you and then make sweet love to the gun, and then have gun babies.
Yeah, then have cum in the gun, cum in the shaft. I'm gonna shoot me down a house. Gonna shoot me down some trees.
Yeah, shoot the trees until they're a house.
Yeah. Walden but violent.
Yeah. Mm.